In this video, I'm going to take you through my exploration and thought process for routing the second half of my driveway on my homestead. Now before you watch this, please keep in mind that there will be a lot of talking, a lot of changing my mind, and a lot of analysis. Most people probably wouldn't put this much thought into it, but I'm hoping that some of you will find this interesting and helpful on your own homestead journey. Alright guys, good morning. I wanted to do a video today. As you can see, I'm wearing a hoodie. It is finally cooled off a little bit here in Texas to the point where I can start doing some heavy labor outside again. So today what I want to do is I need to figure out where to run the rest of my driveway. What I mean by that is you saw me cut a driveway in from the front of the property, and I'll show you that again later, but all the way back to the shipping container. I'm thinking at this point, this is high ground here. The land slopes slightly downward from east to west. So, and the boundary line is approximately right there on that stake. But this flat spot here is probably the logical place to put a home at some point in the future because it is high ground. I won't have to worry about water rushing by. It's fairly flat. It'll obviously need to be flattened out. I've got this coming in, but it dead ends at the shipping container. And so there's really no way to get stuff in and out. I'm worried about future, deliveries of propane, a water well rig getting in here, construction deliveries, all that kind of stuff. So I need to complete a loop, basically, somewhere back out. And so that's what I'm going to be doing today, kind of scouting that out. I want to, as I've mentioned in other videos, I want to keep as many of these trees as possible. I mean, that's what I bought the property for, is it was 90% covered in trees. And while I was, cutting in my driveway and stuff, I kind of took the path of least resistance where I'd have to cut down the least number of trees. I wanted a jog in the driveway anyway, just so it wasn't straight and someone couldn't look down the driveway and see all the way back. So there is it comes in and then kind of curves. If the house is here, then the loop may have to go around the back of the house, which I don't love, but that does seem to be the most logical loop. Also, I did some calculations and some research, and not that I'm ever having a 18-wheeler tractor trailer come through here, but I did want to make sure that the turning radius of this loop was sufficient for like really big trailers, like 40-foot trailers, kind of like the one that I had the shipping container delivered with. So I need about 80 feet. My property is only 150 feet wide, so it's definitely going to go a good ways into the forest and then back. So I've also got to find a place down here where it makes the most sense for the loop to rejoin the driveway. So there you can see the front of the driveway, and again it kind of jogs a little bit. I do need to widen it slightly as I put down road base and stuff. But this part here seems to be the most likely place for the driveway to rejoin, right here. You can see there's kind of a natural clearing already pointed in the right direction. I don't want to cut this tree down. I think it makes more sense to try to cut that one down, but I don't know. What do you guys think? That's just one of the tallest trees that I have right there. But it does give me a straighter shot back into the driveway. This tree is smaller and less of a feature, less of a hardship to remove, but it doesn't really gain me a whole lot of angle. I don't know, maybe what I'll do today is start clearing out some of this brush so that I can see it better. I think before I start clearing brush, I'm gonna walk this off and use the tape measure to make sure that the dimensions and everything are good. Also, I'm gonna do my best to film this. Something's going on with my camera. I think it's just kind of dying. I think I've dropped it one too many times. I've been using my cell phone a lot more lately because the quality's better. Something's going on with the autofocus on that thing, and it just doesn't look as visually good anymore. Okay, so I started walking it and I already didn't like the angle that it was trying to lead me toward. It was going to make the home site extremely small and narrow. Saving a few trees is not worth that. So here's the second possibility here. So again, here you've got the entrance to the driveway, and then it kind of comes in, goes that direction. But, and this is going to be very hard to see probably, right through there, if you kind of chopped out these two trees, maybe right here, on the other side of that is a clearing. Right there. Going this direction is going to be the challenge. If I come all the way over to there, that makes a lot of sense, because there's kind of the clearing continues right here. Yeah, this is definitely going to be the winner, because this is mostly already cleared for me. Cool. So we've got that handled. Just have to figure out where it's going to meet back up or complete the loop. So I think if we keep continuing this direction, yeah, this is almost completely cleared for me. This is crazy. Yeah, and then it'll just meet back up with, maybe go this way around those trees and meet back into the loop. Okay. All right, so we got our plan. I just want to verify that it's 80 feet. I'm pretty sure it is, because it's, I mean, there's the property line right there. So we're probably at least 100 feet away from the driveway. Okay, one last note, one last change of direction here. Obviously that path that I walked back in there is pretty much a no-brainer. This part in here, how much of these trees to take out is the question. And then I'll stake out the route along what we've already walked. But this is really gonna be, there's no reason to take this one out. You probably can't see it, but that clearing is right straight back there. So we're not really gaining anything by removing this one. We might gain a little bit of a few degrees, but we're really gonna lose. That's probably the biggest tree within 15 feet. So I really want to keep that one. And I'm sorry, I'm doing a terrible job of camera work here. I really want to keep that one, because again, that's one of the big, tall, best trees that I've got in this part of the property. That one's pretty good too, but it's not as tall, and it kind of is right in the way. I know I'm gonna have to get rid of this one and this skinny one, and probably that one. So, and maybe this thick one. But I'm gonna go ahead and mark the rest of the route, and we're gonna leave that for another day. Okay, I had another little revelation, I guess. As I was looking at it from this direction, back the way that we walked toward the trailer, I guess. As I was walking back this direction and setting up the camera to do some shots, I noticed really that, you know, all this is just brush, which is no big deal. And then I noticed this little indentation in the foliage here. And I've come back here to plant some trees in this area. You know, I couldn't see it really because of this brush pile, or I guess I wasn't paying attention. But there's a natural break right back to the driveway right through there, where I don't have to cut any major trees. I would have to just clear all that out, which is no big deal, especially if I end up getting a tractor soon. And that's just great. I think that's kind of why I decided to do a video like this. I knew it wasn't gonna be anything earth-shattering, but I wanted to kind of illustrate the thought process, and the layout of your homestead matters. I mean, you're gonna be walking back and forth between outbuildings, and you're gonna be driving these driveways every day of your life, all that kind of stuff. And so, and maybe I'm making too big of a deal about this, but on my particular property, I really don't want to cut down any trees. And so these kind of decisions matter to me. And so thinking about it, being methodical with it, taking a step back, reevaluating, getting other people's opinions, sleeping on it, coming back to it, all that stuff helps me to make a better decision. Okay, here you can see down what I've already staked out. I mean, it's pretty much a straight shot. Like, this is just no-brainer city. Doesn't get any better cleared than that. And then coming in here, in order to avoid cutting down trees, I would come in around here, and as you can see, there's the trailer. That's kind of where we need to meet back up. I mean, if I had to cut that one down, I wouldn't cry myself to sleep, but I think we can probably go through here and up this little incline back there. I may have to bring it that way instead of that way, but we'll see. Okay, well, that's probably about it for today. I'm satisfied with that. I really didn't have to clear much brush, but I will start clearing some of this obvious garbage. But let me take you through, and I'm going to try to hold the camera as steady as possible. I do want to get like some sort of gimbal or rig that will hold a camera steady, because I do a lot of walking around on these videos, but I don't have one yet. So waiting for my house to sell for funds to be freed up, but that should be very soon. So but before I do that, you saw I did put some little marks on 2 trees that very obviously need to go. This one, again, I'm not going to cry myself to sleep. That's not really doing a whole heck of a lot. I definitely don't want to cut any of these down that are giving me privacy along this fence line, but this one's not really doing a whole lot. It doesn't have many branches until it gets up high, so it is providing a little shade, but I don't need shade down here on this side. So I'm gonna go up there and walk from the existing driveway down through this one time. Hopefully no one gets sick and throws up from all the motion, and we'll end it there.